Okay, I admit it. I'm a sucker for crazy challenges. The more outlandish, the better. So when this AI app promised to control my life for 24 hours, I was in. I mean, how bad could it be, right? I pictured a day of optimized productivity and maybe even some robot-selected gourmet meals. Perhaps a perfectly planned day with no wasted time. Little did I know, this AI had other plans. Plans that were far from what I had imagined. Less gourmet, more, well, you'll see. It was a roller coaster from the start. The day started innocently enough. The sun was shining, birds were chirping. My alarm rang, and I checked the app. It was time to see what the AI had in store for me. It flashed its first instruction. Breakfast time. I was excited, expecting something delicious. Consume 1 large raw onion. 1 large raw... What? I couldn't believe my eyes. This had to be a mistake. Who eats a raw onion for breakfast? I checked the app settings again. Nope, no mistake. The AI was dead serious. AI was serious about this onion. It was as if it was testing my resolve. My stomach churned at the thought. The pungent smell was already making me queasy. I tried to bargain with the app. Maybe a nice bowl of cereal instead? Something more palatable? But no, AI was not in the mood for negotiations. It was adamant. I sighed in frustration. This was going to be tougher than I thought. I glared at the onion. It seemed to glare back, daring me to take a bite. Its pungent aroma filled the room. Fine, AI, you win. I took a deep breath and prepared myself. Round 1 to the machine. This was just the beginning. I choked down the onion, gagging with every bite. My eyes watered, my breath reeked, and I could feel the sharp sting of the onion's juices burning my throat. It was a battle of wills, and the onion was winning. My stomach churned, and I was pretty sure my insides were staging a revolt. The discomfort was almost unbearable, and I wondered why I had agreed to this in the first place. This was not how I envisioned starting my day. I had imagined a peaceful morning, maybe with a cup of coffee and a good book, not this torturous experience. But hey, at least I wouldn't need breath mints for a while, right? The silver lining, if you could call it that, was the sheer absurdity of the situation. It was almost laughable. Having survived the onion ordeal, I moved on to the next challenge: grocery shopping. I hoped this task would be more straightforward, a welcome break from the morning's chaos. This seemed simple enough, until the app chirped, "Costume required, superhero attire recommended." I stared at my phone in disbelief, wondering if this was some kind of joke. A superhero costume for grocery shopping? The idea was so bizarre that I couldn't help but laugh. Was this some kind of social experiment? I was starting to question the sanity of this AI. What kind of algorithm thought this was a good idea? But curiosity got the better of me. Despite my reservations, I dug out an old Halloween costume from the back of my closet. It was dusty and a bit tight, but it would have to do. Minutes later, I found myself standing in the dairy aisle, dressed as a giant banana, feeling utterly ridiculous. People were staring, some giggled, others looked concerned. I couldn't help but smile at the absurdity of it all. This was going to be an interesting day. My AI overlord, oblivious to my social mortification, directed me around the store. Pick up 7 boxes of gummy worms, it instructed. Then, engage in a staring contest with a random shopper. The gummy worms I could handle. The staring contest, not so much. I ended up locking eyes with a confused grandmother who probably thought I was having some sort of banana-induced breakdown. I fled the scene, my cheeks burning with embarrassment. Shopping as a giant banana was definitely not my idea of a good time. I couldn't wait to get out of this costume and back to my normal, non-fruit-shaped self. Back home, still reeling from my supermarket adventure, I checked the app for my next task. The app had become a strange companion in my daily life, dictating my actions in the most unexpected ways. This time, it involved texting my crush. Simple enough, right? Wrong. The stakes felt higher than ever, and my heart raced at the thought of what could go wrong. AI wanted to craft the message. I watched in horror as the app composed a string of nonsensical words and emojis, something about a dancing penguin and a singing pineapple. It was as if the AI had a sense of humor, but a very twisted one. This was worse than the onion. If I sent this message, my crush would think I'd lost my mind. The absurdity of it all made me question the AI's intentions. But the AI was relentless. I could ignore it, but where was the fun in that? The thrill of the unknown was too tempting to resist, even if it meant potential embarrassment. With a deep breath and a silent apology to my crush, I hit send. My heart pounded as I waited for a response, every second feeling like an eternity. My phone buzzed almost immediately. It was her reply. The anticipation was almost unbearable, and she thought it was hilarious. Relief washed over me as I realized that sometimes even the most bizarre messages can bring people closer together.